Sleeping next to a glacier is not always easy. Sometimes it requires lots of effort and coordination. We wanted to have this experience in Switzerland, and for that we did lots of research and we found the perfect hut, which is called Cabane de Moiry, which required a relatively low effort to get there and had the proximity of the glacier that we were looking for. The required hike is about 400 meters or 1.5 hours going on a steep hike, but it's doable for people like me. So all in all, if you can do that hike, we definitely recommend this experience. For context, this hut is located in this French-speaking part of Switzerland. We made it to the hut. Now we're going to have some lunch in the sun, enjoy the view and see what the inside of the hut looks like.
It doesn't easily get much better than this, I suppose. We have food, we have beer, and we have insane views. Like, it's absolutely gorgeous here.
In every alpine hut, there is a room where you can leave your hiking shoes and other mountaineering gear.
So here we are in the new part of the hut, and you can clearly tell because instead of having like big rooms with 10 or 20 people sleep in the same room, they have in the new part of the hut they have small, they call it mini dormitories. So it's like between 4 and this one I think 8 in the bigger ones, people who sleep together, and that just makes, it's not necessarily much more privacy, but it makes for a better night, like less people who get up in the night.
Included in the price of the night, there is a dinner and a breakfast included. And while our dinner was being prepared, we enjoyed the very last minutes of sun with this beautiful view of the glacier.
It's an absolutely amazing evening. Maybe we are lucky and see some stars, but in general we're going to go pretty soon to bed today, because tomorrow we will be up bright and early for our next adventure. So we are going to hike back there, not on this mountain but like behind these mountains there, and hopefully have marvelous views on the other side. And it's supposed to get rainy in the afternoon, so we better start early. See you guys tomorrow.
After a rather not so good night in the hut, why not so good? Because there are several people in the same room, and the height, and I don't know, many factors. Now we are ready to go to a hike. We're going a little bit more up and again down to the hut, and then from here where we left the car.
Alright, and we are on our way. It's early in the morning, but it's quite warm actually. I was expecting it to be much colder. So yeah, In the afternoon it is going to rain, so we headed up pretty early. It's 7 in the morning now. It's just a small hike, but since the weather is getting worse during the day, better safe than sorry and wet. It's absolutely stunning. Like, this is such a marvelous landscape here. Also, Switzerland, as many countries in the Alps, have different types of ways and path markings. So up to the hut, it's a normal hike path, and it's marked with red and white. And now this one is what the Swiss consider a alpine hike. So it's marked with blue and white, and it's much less markings, and it usually requires also a little bit of knowledge about finding your way. This one is relatively highly frequented, so it's fairly easy to find, but still the terrain it's not a proper path. You'll see in a second. It's more through rocks and gravel stuff, and from time to time you might need to find your way by yourself. So there are different kind of ways, and this one is one of the less well marked ones. So we made it to our stop of the day, which is this Col de la Pigne, and hopefully we will be rewarded with amazing views towards the other side. And behind us there's already the bad weather coming in, so we're gonna have a sit, maybe a sandwich or something, have a look around, and then we'll make our way back. Absolutely stunning morning.
And as beautiful as it was up there, it was time for us to go down before the rain started. You had the pleasure to witness how all the woods, how everything is transported to the hut and from the hut, and it is by helicopter. So not only everything is transported up, like for example the drinks or the food, but also the waste needs to be transported down.
And this is why the bottle of water costs 12 Swiss francs. And in general, huts in Switzerland are relatively expensive, because for most of them the only means of transport is literally by helicopter.
Thanks for watching!
If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button below.
And leave us a comment. We would like to hear your opinions and thoughts.